Good day or good evening, whatever time of day or evening it is that you're watching this video. To start this one off, I was guided to grab my wonderful copy here of the Nag Hammadi and just kind of thumb through and read whatever my eye goes to. Read a couple sentences to get this started here. This, therefore, is the true testimony. When a person comes to know himself and God, who is over the truth, that person will be saved and crowned with the unfading crown. So in other words, when you come to know your own truth, you come to know your true self, and then you come to know God. And you come to realize that you and God are no different from one another. And that is your unfading crown of knowledge. Beautiful. I think that's a great way to start this message off. As you guys may notice, if you've been around here on this channel for some time now with me, I am back here on my floor table in this, what is evening for me. And the reason why is because I have the room to spread out. The house is now empty because my daughter is spending the rest of her school vacation up north with the other side of her family. We'll just put it that way. And so I have the capability of spreading out on my living room floor and being able to convene with spirit at my, what I call, floor table. And yes, my knees are feeling much better as well. I thank you all for the healing energy and the well wishes in those regards. I truly appreciate it. So, Spirit, what shall we get into tonight? That didn't take very long at all. This one just fell out of the deck. Time to go. It is time to go. It's go time, I heard. It's go time, huh? Alright. Where are we going? Where are we going, Spirit? Where are we going, Collective? It's time to go. It's go time. And then we have the Thinker. Cards number 45 and number 44. And now we have Milk and Honey, 51. Time to go, the Thinker and Milk and Honey is how we're starting the things off in this message. And with that, I'm hearing that it is time to go within the mind's eye to the land of milk and honey. It's time to be transported into your own inner heaven. Spirit is saying to hold that vision within your mind's eye going forward. So let's do that, shall we? Quite conveniently enough, I decided to sit down also with my Mystic's Imaginarium Oracle. And Imaginarium is all about thinking, right? It's all about what's in your mind's eye. What could you possibly imagine within your land of milk and honey? And as I am shuffling these beautiful cards, I'm noticing within this one especially how she is walking a very narrow pathway up there towards that portal, that gateway right in here. For some reason, Spirit wanted me to point that out. 44 speaks of divine support as well. And the way this Thinker here is sitting steadily on the four corners of that brick or block, whatever it is, wall, and how she is just sitting there contemplating. But she's got that stable foundation to sit upon as she thinks. Perhaps she's thinking about this land of milk and honey beyond the rainbow. And so she gets up off of this and she walks. She walks that narrow pathway that will teleport her to, I heard, the next episode. Yeah. Transcend the physical senses. Exactly. Card number 5. This is how we transcend these physical barriers, I'm hearing. Going places where only the mind's eye can take you within your thought forms. And then we have you attract what you believe. So, thinker, you are attracting with your thoughts. And your thoughts are helping you to transcend the physical. I'm hearing that you are very connected to the astrals. And the fact that you could just simply sit down and meditate and go there. You don't necessarily have to fall asleep to do this. That's a pretty cool talent that you have there that you're telling me about. You're saying these meditations and these astral travels take you to other dimensions where the parallels lie, I'm hearing. Where the parallels exist. And now we have, imagine your wish fulfilled. And imagination is reality. Wow. Freaking cool, dude. Let's go ahead and try and spread these out a little bit better. So used to working on the tinier spots. But let's see. And if you're new here, yes, I am very picky. There's something underneath here that's bothering me too. I'm very picky about where my cards are lying most of the time. Sometimes I don't give a shit at all. So just bear with my craziness. There, now you can read it. Here you go, guys. Alright, so this is Imaginarium at its best right now, I think. I think so. Now my mind's being brought back to what I read out of the Nag Hammadi tonight. About establishing your own inner truth. And with these divine inner truths, they're able to transform into outer truths. And create the physical reality around you that is just merely thought up in your mind's eye. And this is how you're transcending the physical senses. You know damn well that you attract what you believe. If you believe it hard enough, it exists. It comes into formation. This imagination becomes reality. If you have a wish, if you believe in it wholeheartedly and enough, the wish is granted, the wish is fulfilled. I'm also seeing that there's a little fox here on this card. And with the eagle spirits up here. These animals may be significant to you in some way. Also the butterflies. There's the correlation here. So butterflies might also be significant to you. It also speaks of massive transformation, for sure. We also have the pyramids. We've got doubles of the pyramid depictions. And we've got portals, you know? We've got gateways here. So this is some pretty cool, massive energy we got going on here. We've got 23, and we have 32. Look at that. Mirrored image numbers. I love that. And of course we have the 2 and the 5 right at the center. And that's, if you're watching this in real time, this is a timeless message, but we are, at this time of recording, getting ready to end 2025. So I find that to be quite interesting that these cards kind of landed the way they did. And when you add up the 3 and the 3 here, you get the 6, 2026. Very interesting. There's a strong sense of bringing this land of milk and honey, some call it heaven, to an actual reality. And if there's enough collective effort here, right? Because this message is for the collective. If there is enough of us really thinking and really imagining what this would actually look like, there's a damn good possibility here that we'll be catapulting into 2026, bringing this energy, bringing these thought forms into physical reality. And I just reached down to pick up the card that was on the top of all of these. And this is how it's being done. My Father and I are one. Now, in my own beliefs, I believe that Source needs to be taken a little bit out of this masculine all the time, constantly being called Father, leaving out the mother aspects of it. That's why I call God Source. But, like I always say, all pathways are leading to the all. So, it doesn't really matter. We don't really have to judge the terminology that's being used, right? God, Source, Mother, Father, Father, and I are one. And that's how this is all going to come into fruition for everybody who is within this collective. I had to get up and grab my tea because I forgot, and I needed to light another incense as well. Pardon my absence, even though you probably aren't even aware that I even moved. So where are we going with all this? Now that this foundation has been established, the fact that you, the collective, are one with God, and what your imaginations are bringing into the equation as far as physical reality goes. Let's see what maybe more personal messages might be wanting to come across in this what is night for me. Oh, I also missed the pyramid over here too. So there's 3 cards depicting the pyramids. My phone stand was kind of blocking the view there. So the reality of that 3rd pyramid card was not able to be perceived until I shift my view. So that might be a clue as to what we're talking about as well. Having some kind of shift in perspective that is causing a shift in the perspective of the collective here on this planet, I heard. I'm also noticing the angel wings here that are on either side of the key as well. And while I'm looking at this card here, I'm hearing something about uprooting, pulling things up by the roots. And also coming up, it looks like it's coming up out of the ground as well. Sounded a little dark, but I heard bringing things to life that was once dead. Kind of might be a little morbid, but it almost kind of reminds me of someone reaching up out of a grave. We've got Page of Wands. The Four of Swords. And the Ace of Cups. There's some kind of discovery that is being made by you. And this is causing, I'm hearing fulfilling emotions. You feel fulfilled at this inspiring and restful period of time in your life. Oh, that's why Spirit had me touch the card. I was wondering, because I just reached over and tapped it, and it looks like interesting. Yeah, very interesting. It looks very similar there. Wow, very interesting. Also, the fact that I had mentioned that it reminded me, once again, I understand if it sounds a little morbid, but somebody that's kind of reaching up out of their own grave. And in this depiction of the Four of Swords, it's this card of rest. Not necessarily a card of death, but this platform that the person is laying on often reminds me of laying atop a coffin. This is quite interesting as well. And once again, we have the confirmation of the stability here. I'm going to put that right up there next to that 4-4 card. So there's stable grounds for someone here in the collective that is causing things that were thought to be once dead to rise again. That's what I heard. And this Ace of Cups in particular is bringing my mind's eye back to the last reading that I had posted. And it was the one about the Holy Grail. And that's what my mind's eye is starting to go to here with the Ace of Cups. It's almost like a reminder of that last one that I had put up. And the fact that I had brought up the synchronicities between the ending of 2025 going into 2026. And I often view this kind of turnover between years a point in time where people tend to, or at least attempt to, be born again, in the fact of a lot of intentions are set at the beginning of a new year. New year, new me type of vibes, if that makes sense. And as we continue to rise up in more and more spiritual truths as well, with each level spike, with each spiral upwards in the journey, I consider to be like a Passover and a rising again, or a being born again. And to me, that is the real definition of being born again. And this happens repeatedly over one's lifetime. And so there is a very big sense of renewal. What was once dead is now coming to life. And perhaps this person in the collective maybe felt a little stuck and stagnant there for a little bit. And something had inspired you, as of late especially. What you thought was dead within you is in fact very much alive. This is also bringing my mind's eye to near-death experiences as well, and how out-of-body experiences very much are related to also near-death experiences. And with this transcending physical senses card, and the fact that I hit on the fact that it looks like the arms coming up out of a grave, perhaps who I'm speaking to in the collective here has experienced this very same thing. And after this experience happened, perhaps that's why it is now so easy for you to just have one of those experiences and not even be required to be fully asleep. Oftentimes when near-death experiences happen, you tend to come back into this reality with a little added flair, a little bit of a bonus gift, if you will. But to bring this reading back more down to earth, there's inspiring actions being taken place, and there's this time of restful, peaceful, calming flows of emotions coming through for you. And this is how these stable grounds are being formed. And right after I said being formed, the Queen of Wands. And wow, we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That's crazy. Lots of action here. So there is a lot of bold, fiery action taking place. And here we go with the Ten of Pentacles being brought in through this action that's being taken, and the action of these truths being made manifest, being brought into your reality. Just like what I read out of the Nag Hammadi right before all of this came out. And I think that's amazing. And I think I'm going to close this one out by reading that very same scripture. This, therefore, is the true testimony. When a person comes to know himself and God, who is over the truth, that person will be saved and crowned with the unfading crown. And I truly believe that you, collective, have brought through your very own testimony here. Testimony of truth. And I thank you for sharing it with us. I thank you very much. And I thank you who have made this space possible for these testimonies to come through as well. I truly, truly appreciate you all, you beautiful collective of souls. Thank you for being here. I love you all unconditionally. Until next time, bye.